Okay folks, so today I'm going to show you how to make stovetop macaroni and cheese. Just in case you don't go to the store and buy no box macaroni and cheese, you can make stovetop macaroni and cheese. And I'm going to show you at the same time how to make Stouffer's style baked macaroni and cheese. Stouffer's is everybody's favorite macaroni and cheese. You buy it in the box. It's like a little TV dinner. It's extremely good, extremely cheesy, very creamy. So I'm going to show you guys how to make that, but I'm going to first show you guys how to make stovetop macaroni and cheese. You're not going to need an egg. You don't need an egg for this recipe. So I'm going to show you the ingredients. First, for the seasonings, you're going to be using about a tablespoon of pepper. I have some pepper here. You're going to need just about a teaspoon of garlic powder, about a teaspoon of paprika. Here is a half a stick of butter, chopped up pieces at room temperature. We're going to be using some cream cheese. I always use cream cheese when I'm making macaroni and cheese, whether it's stovetop or baked. Cream cheese just gives macaroni and cheese just such a special, rich taste. It's nothing without cream cheese, and it's nothing without carnation milk. Here I have about a cup and a half of carnation milk, so we're going to be using some carnation milk as well. Now let's focus on the other ingredients. Here you have to season the macaroni and cheese. Of course, you want it to have some taste, so you have to use a little bit of salt. Cheese already has a lot of salt in it, so I don't usually add a lot of salt to my macaroni and cheese. So this is only about that's about a good 2 to 3 tablespoons of salt. I just say use 2. Once you mix it up, if you feel like you need more salt, add more. But when I cook, I always cook as I go. I don't use exact measurements all the time, because sometimes you need a little more of this and a little less of that. So it just depends on how it tastes when you get done mixing it up. But for now, you want to at least use 2 tablespoons of salt. My salt is a little rocky there. And sugar. Sugar is an ingredient that some people, believe it or not, don't use in their macaroni and cheese. And that's why it don't come out tasting as good as mine. Yeah, because I'm the best. You know, Jay's the best. But here I have some white sugar, and in my macaroni and cheese I use about a good 4 tablespoons of white sugar. No, it does not make it sweet. I know 4 tablespoons to some sound like a lot, but it's really not. Once you mix it up, you will see that you need more. It just gives it a real umph. It just put that umph in it. You know what I mean? I can't describe it. It don't make it taste sweet. It just give it a really, really nice taste. So there's all of our ingredients. The cheese I'm going to be using this is some block cheese, 1 block of sharp cheddar cheese, and you're going to let me zoom in on it. That's how it look. 1 block of sharp cheddar cheese. And this is what makes, I think this cheese is the strongest of the 3. I think this is one of the most strongest types of cheese out there. Block cheese, for some reason, is really strong and give your macaroni that real cheesy taste, even more than some of the other cheeses out there. We're going to use 1 cup at first. I want to start off with a nice amount. 1 cup of shredded, this is shredded sharp cheese. I'm going to use 1 cup of that. And we're going to use also 1 cup of shredded white cheese. 1 cup of shredded white cheese. And of course, you need some oil. There goes the oil right there. And I'm going to be using a half a box of elbow macaroni. Make sure your fire is on medium. Fill the pot up with water. And what you're going to do first is you're going to get that oil that I showed you guys earlier. Get you some oil, and to this pot you're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil, and that'll stop your macaroni from sticking to the bottom of the pot as well. And to that you're going to add the elbow macaroni. We're only going to be using a half of this box, only a half of it, because we want to make sure that we don't make too much macaroni. We want our macaroni and cheese to have more cheese in it than macaroni. I'm going to add a half of this now. Hey guys, so the macaroni has been broiling for 10 minutes. As you can see, it still has its texture, still has its shape, but you can also see that it's tender, and you can see that I didn't overcook it. This is the way your macaroni should look and after 10 minutes. It should not be very bloated, and it shouldn't be all white and soggy. If it is, that means that you definitely overcook your macaroni. Okay guys, so I always advise people to run some really cold water while you're draining your macaroni, because you don't want the steam from the hot macaroni to burn you. And running some cold water just kind of cools things down, cool the smoke down. So we're going to go and drain this macaroni now. Here's our pot of macaroni. It's really, really hot. See that stain coming up? Okay guys, so this is personally my favorite part of making macaroni and cheese, and that's making the delicious creamy cheese sauce. The reason that people macaroni and cheese, sometimes when you taste that macaroni and cheese, it don't have a taste to it, is because they're not mixing the noodles in any sauce. They're just putting these blocks of cheese here in their macaroni, and this cheese, these blocks are not going to spread all throughout and into the macaroni. In order to accomplish that, you have to make some liquid cheese sauce in order for it to spread out into the macaroni. So we're going to go ahead now and add our carnation milk, and you're going to cut this fire on very, 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 very low heat. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want to use, but this is mozzarella cheese. This is 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Add that to the carnation milk. We're going to add this to the carnation milk, and this is going to make a beautiful, nice cheese sauce. Okay, so that's how the cheese sauce is looking so far. So now we're going to add our 1 cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese. We're going to let this continue to simmer until it's well blended and melted. Also, to this cheese sauce, you're going to add a few of your cheese blocks. You're going to add about half of these first. So I'm going to take a handful and I'm going to add these to the cheese sauce. Just like that. And you're going to let that melt, and you're going to stir that in as well. So get that a stir as well. You're going to go ahead and add just a teaspoon of garlic powder, just to give it a little flavor. Okay guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add our paprika season. Add about 1 teaspoon of paprika. We're going to add our pepper. This is about 1 tablespoon. Don't add too much pepper. Too much pepper will make it too spicy. So just add about 1 tablespoon of that. Okay, so now we added most of the ingredients. We're going to go ahead and add the 2 tablespoons of salt. That's going to give it some taste, of course. You don't need much salt because cheese already has salt in it. And then we're going to add our 4 tablespoons of sugar. It may sound like a lot, but it's not. It gives it a beautiful taste and a nice flavor. So we're going to add the block of cream cheese now. Okay, we're gonna let that melt. We're gonna stir that in, and I'll get back with you guys when it's all blended in with the rest of the cream cheese. Okay guys, so I added all of the ingredients to the cheese sauce. It tastes really, really good. Make sure that it tastes the way you want it to taste. If you want to add more paprika, you can do so. You want to add more sugar, salt, pepper, you can do so. But I got it the way I want it. It tastes really good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the butter to this. So this, guys, is what I was talking about earlier when I said that you need more cheese than macaroni. So I'm going to now add that half a box of macaroni to the cheese. We're going to stir that in. Okay guys, so we're going to continue to stir this. Look how cheesy that look, man. You got that cream cheese in there. You got the shredded sharp cheese. You got the shredded cheddar cheese. You got the mozzarella cheese in here. You got some paprika seasoning. You got a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt just to give it some taste, and some sugar to just give it a nice little sweet taste. The sugar just basically kills that tangy taste that the sharp cheese causes. So just to balance everything out, you add sugar. We're going to cut that off now, and I'm going to add it to this bowl here. Oh my god, look at that. It looks so good and creamy and cheesy. Sometimes I actually prefer this over baked macaroni and cheese, folks. So there you have it, creamy stovetop macaroni and cheese, and that's how you make it. That's how it looks. It's really, really good and tasty. I hope you guys try this, and I hope you like it. That's your creamy stovetop macaroni and cheese. It's absolutely delicious. It's nice and creamy and very soupy. Okay, so I'm going to pour it into this small baking pan right here. And I'm only going to be making a small amount. That's why I'm not going to use a really big baking pan. I'm going to pour it into this dish here. Oh my god, this is so cheesy. That cream cheese just really brings out the taste. And the combination of the other seasons as well, like the sugar, gives it a nice sweet taste, slight sweet taste, not too sweet. The paprika gives it like a spicy taste. The mozzarella cheese with the sharp cheddar cheese, it just really has a great combination, guys. Really want you guys to try this dish, and we're going to fill this out now. And to this, what we're going to do is we're going to get the remaining cheese that we had from earlier, the block cheese, and we're going to just place these into the baked macaroni. So I'm going to place them into the dish of macaroni, and you're going to stir that in when you add all of this. So make sure you only bake this on 350 for about 25 minutes, no longer than that, because it's already done. You just want to get a nice brown coating on top. So we're going to spread some of that on top right there, like that. Make sure it's nice. And this is real macaroni and cheese, guys. This is the best. I said the best macaroni and cheese you're ever going to taste. Don't nobody make macaroni and cheese cheesy and soupy and creamy like this. I'm going to add a little bit of this white mozzarella cheese I have left. Like I said, I didn't use the whole packs when I made the stovetop macaroni and cheese. I only used a cup worth. Look at that. It's going to have a nice orange crisp topping. A teaspoon of parsley flakes, just a teaspoon. Sprinkle that real gently on top. This is more so for decoration, not taste. Sprinkle that on top there. And there you go, guys. What you're going to do now is you're going to bake this macaroni for 25 minutes until you get a nice brown topping, and then you're going to take it out. So we're going to bake that now, and I'm going to show you the final results. This is stove top macaroni and cheese that we made, but now we're going to bake it, and we're going to bake it in a Stouffer style. It's going to be a Stouffer style macaroni and cheese. This is the way your Stouffers look in the box, but I make it a little better. So bake that on 350 for 25 minutes. I didn't bake it too long, so it's nice and crispy on top the way it should be. Nice and cheesy, by the way. Look at all that nice cheese. Ooey gooey. And it has a nice sour cream cheese sauce below. Got a little paper plate right here. Let's make you a plate. Let's see how this look on the inside here. Look at that. Look at that. The crust. Ugh. Nice and cheesy on the inside. Absolutely delicious. And it tastes exactly like Stouffer's baked macaroni and cheese. It tastes exactly like Stouffer's. Try this recipe out. Don't alter anything. Don't change anything. Do exactly as I say, and your macaroni and cheese will look delicious just like this. It tastes exactly. When I say exactly, I'm saying like identical twins. It tastes exactly like Stouffer's macaroni and cheese. Just look at that. Look at the crust topping. It's ooey and gooey. You can taste that nice cream cheese.